Welcome to the Structure Management System video training series. In this video, I'm going to discuss the review form within an in-progress inspection report. You'll notice the navigation pane with the icons on the top right-hand side. And I've moved all the way through my inspection forms, and now I'm at the review form. In order to expose the entire review form, I'm going to select the arrow, which will collapse my navigation pane. Starting at the top, and working my way down, the report title. Report title is the top of the now BR86 or the now field report. The default will be State of Ohio Department of Transportation, but if you want to type in your agency at the top, it will be then replacing the State of Ohio Department of Transportation heading. Report logo currently, as of go live, is not enabled, but you will eventually be able to put in your county, city, or public entity's logo within the inspection report. Inspection creation date tells you, the inspector, what date the report was created. And starting with the inspection types, routine inspection. Select yes, this is a routine inspection. The months is brought in from BMS. This is the not to exceed months. And in Ohio, we're on an annual or calendar inspection cycle based off the Ohio Revised Code. So this 12 months. There is some flexibility as long as it's inspected once every calendar year, but within an 18-month cycle. The date performed, this is one of the most important portions on this review form. Please ensure that you update this date to the date that you inspected. And it's simply to get to your month that you're actually inspecting, or to get to the day, you can go down to the bottom of the calendar and select today, and it will change the cell from yellow to white. Fracture critical inspection, no. Underwater, no. And if this was an underwater, if this was a bridge that required an underwater inspection, you can simply select yes. The not to exceed would be 60 months. And you would be able to see when the last time this bridge received an underwater inspection. The level of underwater inspection, depending on how detailed the underwater inspector inspected, so level 1, 2, or 3. Interim inspection, which is a special inspection. For example, inspector wants to look at one specific area or one specific deficiency and monitor it within or with an increased frequency. Inside the routine inspection frequency, this is where you would code that. Snooper inspection indicates this structure requires snooper inspection based off of its height. Please refer to the snooper operations manual for more detail in coding this. The frequency can be set based off the months and whether or not it's going to receive a snooper inspection next inspection cycle. We will see inspector, if a snooper inspection was performed, they should change this date to the date that it received the snooper inspection. Probe inspection is tied to the structure, and it's an indication of if the substructure units in water are probed. And the not to exceed months and the last date should be coded. Boat inspection, not to exceed, and the months. Inspection program responsibility is a 3 code. General appraisal is a read-only based off the lowest superstructure, substructure, or culvert summary rating. Item 41, open, posted, or closed, is the operational status from the BR86. whether or not there's restrictions for traffic on top of the structure, and the inspection type. Although redundant, the inspector should code what type of inspection was performed and what type of access tools were used for more detail. These values can be looked up and queried, so a district or an entity can then program and plan the access tools required if they just wanted to look at all of the structures that require an air monitor or all of the structures that require a bucket truck, so that they can do that specific type of inspection with that specific access tool in a 1 week or 2 week period. Scrolling down to vertical clearance or lateral clearance, these are the actual values. And whether or not the feature is intersecting or over under a railroad. Inspection procedures are free-form text box where the inspector is encouraged, for example, if there's traffic control, to type in what type of standard traffic control was placed on the bridge or anything unique to this structure. Fracture critical inspections and underwater inspections require unique specific inspection procedures, and this is one location to place the inspection procedures. Inspection team. If there are more than one or more than if there's a team of inspectors, this is one location where the team leader can say there were more inspectors on my team. The lead inspector is the person that is the NBIS team leader. They were at the inspection the entire time, and they were in charge of the field inspection. The review date, PE license, inspector PE, and reviewer PE. These will be populated automatically based off credentials from the My Account information that the user supplies. And these, because this inspection is in progress, have not yet been populated. SMS will automatically populate this information. Scrolling down, this is just information based off report history and the approved reports that are available for viewing are at the bottom. Once the inspector has completed their inspection, by opening the navigation pane and going to Report Actions, this report, if it's complete in its entirety, the inspector can submit the report for review, and this is where they select their reviewer, whoever's going to review it. If the report's been created by a team member who is not an NBIS team leader, that team member has to submit this report to an NBIS team leader, the person that was in the field during the entire field inspection. And then that team leader can then submit it to a reviewer. There has to be a team leader, the person in charge of the field inspection, and there has to be a reviewer or professional engineer's license on each inspection report. Inspector may also choose to delete the server report or view what they changed on this report. Certainly they can spell check and do a number of other functions. By submitting the report for review, they select who they want to submit this inspection report to. And submit it for review. After submission and closing, the SMS will navigate the inspector to the last place the previous location in which they entered the inspection report. So in this case, we went back to the asset detail page for the bridge.